Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I currently work as a consultant at a Big Four, and the reason I created this channel was to cater each one of my videos around a certain topic in my life where I thought to myself, wow, I wish I knew this before. So today's video is about a time in my life when I realized exactly what do consultants do and thought, wow, why did no one tell me about this before? And the reason why this question is often asked and the answer is often elusive is because I think the answer should be multi-step. And so, in the spirit of layers, I am going to tell you first, what are the types of services provided? Then I will give you a general overview. And then I will show you what I do in my day-to-day life by walking you through the beginning of a project to its completion. By the way, I made a video of an actual day in my life. I'll link it somewhere here. Make sure to check it out if you also want to see an exclusive look into what I have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also my day-to-day struggles with not spilling stuff on myself. Okay, after I walk you through a regular project and how that fits into a day-to-day life, I will also give you a glimpse into what easier, less busy days look like for me, because I'm not always booked on different engagements. Engagement is just another word for projects, services that we provide to the clients. So the clients engage with us to provide them services. So as a general overview, consultants work in close-knit groups of 2 to 6 people. We often work on client sites, and we help clients through looking and understanding their processes to address whatever issues or problems they may be facing, or if they want to enter a new market, we help them craft a strategy for that. Now, the reason why it's often so confusing to understand what consultants do is because within consultancy, there are different departments that have their own specialties. For example, I am in risk consulting. So whatever poses a threat to a client, we come in and we advise them on how to best mitigate that. However, there are so many different departments, such as corporate strategy, operations management, strategy. It's honestly endless. There are so many different departments because whatever an issue may be, there's probably a department out there that can help you out. Okay, so you have a general overview, you kind of understand what the services are. Now let me tell you about how almost all the projects go. The first part of the project is outside of your expertise because it's typically the partners, senior managers, and the managers who iron out all of the details with the clients. The details could include the budgeting, the scope of the project, what kind of issues they're facing, what kind of key people they will be dealing with, and also the timelines. Now, after that is done, there is an internal kickoff. That is when you find out who will be on a specific team, what are the timelines, and, well, how the project is supposed to go. You get all the briefs and the details. After an internal kickoff, there is an external one, where, of course, you get to meet the client, establish a relationship, you meet your points of contact, you discuss possibly what kind of information you will be looking for to receive from them, and you also start to schedule some meetings, or as we call them, workshops. Okay, so now we're on to the workshops part, and that's actually one of my personally favorite parts of any engagement, and that is when you meet with different stakeholders from the client side. And you discuss their processes, you try to understand how things work, understand all the details into what goes to make them what they are. So all the ingredients, the secret sauce, you check everything out. And well, from my standpoint, I actually get to see each department and talk with each of the stakeholders from the client side. So it's super exciting to understand different companies and what actually makes them tick. So after the workshops, you're working on documenting this information, analyzing the processes, analyzing the data that the client has supplied you with. You're looking at all of it, and there's a bit of back and forth with the client in case you need more clarifications. Up to this point, the senior managers and the managers have been deftly steering the ship into the right direction and giving you guidance. So of course, you're not left by yourself and your senior consultants to figure this all out. But in the end, after you have your findings and the team discusses everything, it's the manager and the senior manager that draft the deliverable for the client. And that is basically the fruit of the season. You either provide the client with a solution to their query or give them your findings, and it can be in a form of a report or a PowerPoint. But at this point, the project comes to conclusion, and often there is a closing meeting with the client to discuss how things went, what could have been better, what went well, and well, hopefully they come back and request more services or refer you to another client. But at this point, your job is done and you go on to the next engagement. So typically, nobody is ever only on one engagement unless it's massive. So on my day-to-day, on my plate, I usually find 2 to 3 engagements at different phases. So for one, I can be going through a kickoff, and with another one, I'm already in a closing meeting phase. That's what it is on busier days. On less busy days, of course, there is such thing as billable hours. So as this is a client-facing industry, it's important that within your workday, let's say an 8-hour workday, 80% of your time is billable hours. So 80% is your utilization rate. That's one of the benchmarks that your department uses to kind of rate you as a consultant. You must make sure that your utilization rate hits the targets that are set for you. Now, you may be wondering, just as I did, what do I do if I'm not staffed on an engagement or I don't have enough on my plate to hit my utilization rate? So on less busy days, actually, you would be helping out your colleagues with some tasks in different engagements in different phases. However, it doesn't mean that you're staffed on that engagement automatically. You're just helping out with little things here and there. I think that's really great is that when you work as a consultant, learning is really encouraged because the market is ever evolving, the client needs are ever evolving, so you have to stay abreast of everything that's changing. The only constant is change, and so your certifications, your learning, your online courses are fully sponsored and encouraged by people around you. So if you have a learning plan and it's approved, you're working on your certifications. I'm actually currently completing one and my exam is on Friday, so wish me luck. But one more thing that you do is you help out to build your practice. So you could be potentially prospecting new clients or helping out with current documentation that you have in your department. And I really recommend you put effort into that and don't just stay complacent and just kind of do the bare minimum. On your off time, really try to make things better in your department. There's always something to do even when you're not actively working for a client. And this leads me to the final part of the video. Thank you so much if you stayed this far to watch. And that is 2 skills that I recommend working on to become a better consultant. And if you're interviewing for a consultant role, this is definitely something that you can highlight and your recruiter will like to hear. So skill number 1 that I recommend working on is showing initiative. This is actually something that I've been complimented on when I started at my current job, and that is the fact that I show initiative. It is the number 1 thing that propels your career along because people know that you're not complacent, that you're always willing to learn, that you're always willing to help out. You're a reliable teammate and just an overall somebody who cares about what they do. So some things to show initiative would be, as I mentioned, to look at the pre-existing templates and maybe polish them either visually or functionally. You can, just always message your direct manager and ask them, how can I make what you're doing today easier? What are you currently struggling with? I'm free right now, how can I help you? Definitely show initiative. When you show initiative, you create pockets of air that you can fill with your own opportunity. Opportunity exists when you create it. Very rarely does opportunity just hang around like fruit that you can pick up. It's more so that you say that you will take initiative and responsibility for something and you expand space to create more opportunity for yourself. And finally, skill number 2 that I really recommend working on, and that is building rapport with people around you. If you connect to people at your work every day from a place of warmth, sincerity, and care, it will take you very far. Maybe immediately you're not going to be seeing any results, but if you can help out somebody who's genuinely struggling, if your resources permit, or if you can connect to people when you see that they could benefit from knowing each other, when you just check in with your teammates from time to time and see how they're doing, if in a morning meeting some of them were looking down, just shoot them a quick message, and you don't have to be invasive. Just say, hey, I noticed you weren't your usual self today. If there's anything, let me know, we can talk. Just make sure to invest every day a little bit in your relationships with people around you, and that will really not only help you to feel better mentally and improve your workplace, but actually sow the seeds for the flower fields of the future. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please stay tuned for the next few ones that I'll be making about what I wish I knew before I found the answers to queries I had. Okay, getting tired, going to go get tea. Consider subscribing if you like this video. Give me a thumbs up and maybe drop a comment below about what you used to think a consultant does. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.